Setting a benchmark is what a manufacturer do when they introduce their own flagship model. India's Desi brand Tata is setting up a new benchmark among themselves with the introduction of their new flagship, which is this SUV, the all-new Hexa. Tata Motors is following a new design philosophy and language with the introduction of Tata Tiago. The same language has been followed to this new Hexa also, but it's in a different form. When you see the car, you may look like an SUV or a crossover or maybe an MPV, but the proportion is actually a transformation of SUV design, a breakthrough from what normally we see in the conventional SUV. With this car, Tata is giving emphasis on the U part of the SUV, which is utility, which is actually increasing the space in the interior. So the proportion is very much like a crossover or an MPV, but the character of the design is too much to the SUV. You can see a straight line being drawn on the side profile when you see the car from the side. So it's a straight line, horizontal line. The bonnet or the hood is actually having a very masculine character features on the top. The wheel arches and the side profile and character lines are also very masculine. It looks massive and very sturdy. And even the roof line is flat actually, but to give a sporty stance, the greenhouse line has been dropped down a little onto the D pillar. And come to the rear, there's a new tail light treatment which is different from most of the other Tata cars. It's a horizontal treatment and a huge bumper has been given, which is also having a masculine feel. Altogether with the 19-inch wheel, the car is looking massive in person. It's having a lot of presence, which one character which is always necessary for a SUV. Otherwise, on design, Tata is giving more emphasis on the utility part, which is why it is having a different stance from the conventional SUVs. Improving a product completely means that you should improve the interior, which is very evident in this car. It's a beautiful interior with a lot of roominess, an airy feel is there in the car. That's a key element which attracted me in Hexa's interior. All the 3-row seat is very accommodative. The front seat is the best space to be in this car. It has got a very supportive seat. It has been designed by those manufacturers actually developing seats for the multinational companies. The second row seat has got 2 options. One is the captain seat. It's also a very comfortable seating position, which is pushed towards the doors, so you're getting a very roomy interior on the center part. The third row seat can accommodate a complete built adult, and it's having a curvy seat which is giving support on the side, unlike the flat seat. So interior space is actually enormous in this car. It is very roomy. Second element which actually make anybody feel good is the touch and feel factor, which is also very high compared to any of the Tata cars. Since being the flagship and benchmarking model, the touch and feel has been very well managed. You're getting a very quality feel in this car. The trim level, the material usage, and even the fit and finish is much improved. And if it is considered being competitive with the cars like XUV 500. There is a beautiful infotainment system developed by Harman with 10 speakers from JBL, and you can connect your phone, and there is a lot of options available like app. You can use the navigation, you can the jukebox, and if you download 5 different apps, you can use the infotainment system even from the 3rd row by using your smartphone. So there is a lot of improvement on the living environment in this vehicle. It's a much improved car, I would say, and it's a new benchmarking for Tata as such, and it can be a good benchmarking for this segment if it's priced in the bracket of SUV 500. Apart from the living and the comfort part, there is a lot of storage space available in this car. For example, the glove box over here is having a chiller. There is another glove box below the dashboard. There's inner space for cup and bottle holder. All the 4 doors have got the huge cup holder or a bottle holder, which was lacking in Tata cars mostly. Then there is storage available here. Everywhere there is a lot of storage. There's a very convenient, ergonomically designed goggles holder. So Space management and storage management has also been well managed in this car, which is evident everywhere. When Tata decided to make this Hexa as the flagship model, they had to rework from the scratch. So they've done it very well. You can see that in engineering, you can see that in a design, in connectivity, infotainment, and even on the technology. There's a leap ahead forward for Tata. You can see a lot of improvement on many aspects which I mentioned. The powertrain in this car is a Verico 400, which is 2.2 liter diesel powertrain, is having 400 Nm of torque and 156 HP of power, which is mated to two gearbox. One is 6-speed manual and 6-speed automatic. The manual is having 4 different driving modes, which are auto, comfort, dynamic and off-road. And automatic has got a beautiful torque converter with sport mode and a race car option, which is a very unique feature, which is for the first time in this segment. So those are the two highlights of this two powertrains. I can say the power pack is the automatic one and the activity pack would be the manual one because of the off-road setting, and it can do pretty decent off-roading with a ground clearance of 208 mm. So that's actually an exciting option. And the other tunings like the comfort and dynamic really can be seen on different condition. But what excited me is actually the 6-speed automatic with the race function. Shift onto the sport mode, hold down your pedal for a little time, then it has got a throttle difference, which actually change the mode of the throttle into a race mode where it goes to higher RPM and shift on. And when you do the braking, it has got a quicker shift, downshift, and you'll get a real enthusiastic drive, which is unexpected from such a car. The suspension is tuned very well. It can be balanced between comfort and even dynamics. Such a big car, such a heavy car, on a turn is not having that much body roll as we would expect. So that has been controlled on the suspension tuning. And the highlight would be the comfort. When you do a long drive or cruising drive, you are having a very good suspension, which is getting a very good comfortable ride. Another aspect which I actually have to mention here is the improvement and the refinement. The NVH level on this car is actually been reworked very well. There's a bit of engine noise coming in for the manual, but the automatic is a little more refined than the manual. Hexa is far ahead from what we expect from Tata product. They're actually trying to benchmark the segment, but I would say they were successful in bringing out a new benchmark among them to set the new standard for the future cars come to come.